This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How are we doing today on a Thursday? It is the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. We're hanging out with you live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. Hope you and yours are doing well. We're right here off McFarland Boulevard. We're on the Bama Central YouTube channel. You're finding us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. You can find Derek Daniel just off McFarland Boulevard, right here into Northport, just past the Tiger Rock on the left. Call him today at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. You can also call him if you're looking for a job. I know he's looking for 2 different positions upstairs, he told me. So he's got 2 different job openings. If you guys are looking for a job in the insurance world, you can call him today at 205-758-3391. Home insurance, life insurance. You can call them today, auto insurance. Get a quick quote for your new car. If you're buying a car, if you're trading a car in, I will be trading a car in at the end of the month, and we'll be calling Derek Daniel, and he'll get me hooked up on the insurance realm. 205-758-3391. We're hanging out live with Mason Woods. You follow him at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine. We're going to have a little bit of fun today, but we're also going to be joined in about 20-25 minutes from AL.com's Matt Stahl. You follow Matt Stahl at Matt Stahl 97. We'll have to ask him what the origin of 97 is here when we get him on in just a little bit. He writes for Alabama, writes at AL.com, covering Alabama football, some Auburn football, some SEC football, mostly just sports for AL.com. Is going to join us here at 8:45. With that, we're going to get into some quarterback conversation with Mason Woods. You can find us on the voicemail machine. Oh, man, I had knocked off our banners yesterday because of what else I was doing. Yeah, there we go. I was interviewing a Northport City Council woman yesterday, so we will get we'll get that out on a separate platform here shortly. We're going to interview the opposite candidate, I think on Friday. So we'll get both the District 4 City Council, Northport City Council members, basically both candidates' interviews out probably right after that. So you can decide who you want to vote for in District 4. And then we'll keep working on that. We're trying to interview all the candidates in Northport City Council and all the mayoral candidates. You know, it's you're a Northport resident. I'm not going to sway you either way, but August 26th is the election.
I mean, local politics are the ones that will actually affect you the most.
Right. So August 26th is the Northport election. I know lots of people are hot about a lot of things here in Northport. We're not getting into that on this show, but I just want to let you know August 26th is the election if you live in Northport. And I want to encourage you to find your polling location. And if you're looking forward to, if you're still trying to make your decisions, pay attention to my personal social media machines, and you'll be finding out some interviews where I sit down with these candidates. That was I was just explaining why things were a little different on the video machine. I need to type in our phone number and type back in my social media machine at 205-462-7340 extension 800. If you want to leave us a voicemail, we're going to talk quarterbacks today with Mason and with Matt. We have our position preview on BamaCentral.com. You can read it right there. Bama Central, our man Will Miller staying up late. How many quarterbacks did he get in the cover photo? He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different quarterbacks.
That's pretty good.
Right. Oh, well done. You obviously have the starting trio. You have Ty Keelan and Austin Mack, but you have K. Caruth. And who's the other here? There's 5. Who's the other here?
John
Miller?
Cooper and John Gazzaniga.
Right.
6'7", 250.
That's no.
I would like him to be the starter. I am now a member of Camp Gazzaniga. I am a fan of him. That's a massive, massive gentleman right there.
Absolutely.
You remember? We're getting off topic already.
That's fine.
Who was the Arkansas quarterback? However many, it's probably been almost 10 years now. But I remember Arkansas had a quarterback right around that size that was a bit of a menace towards Alabama in some of those games.
I can see his face, but I can't think.
Now I'm blanking on his name. Yeah.
No, Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, is that him? Yep.
Yeah, Ryan Mallett ended up going to the NFL, but Alabama destroyed him.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking. I guess I'm just
I mean, he
conflating
was
him with some of the
big.
other close Arkansas games that they had.
I'm pretty sure Alabama beat the mess out of Ryan Mallett when he was there. But he was the last tall quarterback in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it all runs together now.
Because we're old and can't keep up with the timeline. I'm just going to not worry about the labels there because I cannot figure out where in this place I need to. I know where to go. Using StreamYard for like 18 years and can't figure out, can't remember where to go. 205 462 7340 extension 800. Right there we go. Headline is at Joe Gaither 6. Boom, right there. Now we're looking back to normal. Bam. There we go. Ready.
I think we can. Is there even a chance that we see the 4, 5, and 6 quarterbacks at any point this season?
No.
In any bit of competition?
No.
I don't think so either.
They're walk-ons. They're just there for practice.
Yeah.
They're just there to throw interceptions.
There's nobody new. They're not going to beat Eastern Illinois bad enough to get K. Caruth on the field.
Maybe, actually, because I think he's been there so long that
they might give him, just hey, buddy.
The last 2 snaps of the game, go hand it off. Go take a knee.
Oh, come on, let him throw one.
Hey, Alabama legacy.
That's what they need. Let him throw a bomb to Lotier Brooks.
Does coach need to get schooled up on Paul Caruth and get them all like, hey, your uncle, I think he's uncle, was here at Alabama, pretty good player. We'll get you a couple. We'll let you throw a pass. We'll let you throw a little swing, a bubble screen to Lotier Brooks that he can take out.
They got to let him get something. He's been here so long. I hope that he at least gets to see the field this year.
Well, you can read the quarterback preview right there on BamaCentral.com. Will Miller writing about every quarterback on the roster, including the walk-ons. I'm impressed with you, Will. With Kate Caruth, with John Cooper, and John Gazzaniga. Wow.
I'm guessing that's how you say it. Not sure. This is the first time even hearing of this gentleman.
Same. Will's write-up. The tallest quarterback on the roster by an inch. Gazzaniga committed to Alabama as a preferred walk-on in May. He played high school football at Rancho Santa Margarita in California. And there aren't many quarterbacks that go 250 plus, let alone stand 6'7".
That is correct.
Period. Great job, Will. Good write up right there. You also get John Cooper from Mountain Brook, right up the road. Kate Caruth is, as we mentioned, from Trussville.
But it's really a 3-man race here, and we all have known this for a year.
It ain't a race. The race is over.
Sure.
The race is for the media who's not paying attention.
Let me think of how to phrase it.
Phrase it how you want to.
Do we think that the coaching staff is going with Ty Simpson because of we're so sure that he's the best quarterback we have available for us, or he's the guy that's been here the longest, he's the safest option?
I think more the first. I think this narrative of quarterback competition has all been for our favorite 5-star freshman quarterback.
Probably
has all been for their family. Has all been for him. Has all been not to lie to them.
But then why bring Austin Mack here?
Well, Austin was here before him.
Well, but why bring him here ever? If you always knew you were going after Keelan.
No, they got onto Keelan when I got here.
Okay.
At least that's the reports, or that's the way that I've always read it. They brought Austin Mack to transfer, and then they're like, okay, we got to start recruiting the 26ers. The 25ers, excuse me, the 25ers. And it was, this Keelan Russell kid. You're committed to SMU? Are you sure about that? That's how I think the timeline worked there. And I don't think that they don't love Austin Mack. I think that they've got a lot of high hopes for Austin Mack. I think the Mack camp is hoping that things play out how we described it yesterday. Ty Simpson has a really good year and gets on out of here, and it becomes I think that it would be a fair quarterback competition. I think that they would both say you're both starting at 0. You're supposed to both starting at 5 out of 10 or whatever you want to put them, and whoever can get to 8, 9, 10 out of 10 wins the job next year.
Sure.
But I think the quarterback competition stuff was all to in case Ty mentally collapsed, right? In case what we've seen out of you over the last year isn't true, or in case Keelan or Austin took like a gigantic step, okay, we can go in this direction. I don't think it was ever like. I think the percentages of it being somebody else other than Ty was always in the 15-20% camp. And it was always closer, 75-80% chance that Ty was going to win the job. And I think he's won the job. I think that he's got to, fall camp opening next Wednesday. He's got to have a collapse in fall camp to have him not be the starter in Tallahassee. And I think that chance is probably 3%. I think it's really low, the chances of him just collapsing in fall camp. And so he's going to start against Florida State.
Yes, he is.
And you're going to see him.
And they're going to, like I said, he'll go. What was the stat line I gave? 12 for 18 for 180 yards and a touchdown.
Perfect. Woo! What's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with it per se. I would just like to see more from my quarterback. I would like to see dynamic elite play. I'd like to see the quarterback being the reason we win games, not, everyone around him.
If you get that 12 or 18 for 180 and a touchdown, but then you also get 200 yards rushing collectively from the running backs, and they're just the Alabama, the attitude is back. The downhill running.
I mean, we've talked about this. I do not give a damn. I want exciting football.
It's exciting if
it's not exciting.
If Richard Young is running
3 yards in a cloud of dust,
if running over a poor Florida State defender,
and then for 4 yards every down,
and then in the fourth quarter, oh come on, how exciting was it? Was it DJ Fluker or was it Alex Leatherwood? Which offensive lineman in that SEC championship?
It doesn't matter because I'll tell you what was more exciting: Ryan Williams catching a bomb to beat Georgia in the end of the game.
SEC championship against Georgia. Alabama's running the rock like crazy, and they get I think it was TJ Yeldon running. So they're running. They get a first down, and the Alabama offensive lineman pops up and just at the sidelines, and it's just. But
why can't we have that and the other? Because they're on the roster.
I think Ty's going to be just fine.
I hope he is.
AJ McCarron had a message for you though. He said on his podcast, The Dynasty.
I have a message for AJ
with Trent Richardson and Chris Stewart. You can check that out. They do a really fun show as well.
Like that show a lot.
He said Mason Woods. If there's one thing that you lack, Alabama fans lack, he said Alabama fans, but he really meant Mason Woods. If there's one thing that Mason Woods lacks, it's some patience. So Ty's been there. This is his fourth year.
You said it right there, AJ.
But this is his first year to truly start. All three of your guys, it would be their first year to start. So either route you go, there's going to be some bumps along the way. He said Ty's biggest hurdle is going to be managing as much as possible. Manage these bumps. Don't let these bumps get our car off course and we take another route. If we hit a bump, we might have a little dent in the rim or a flat tire. Let's hurry up and change it and get back on the same course. Don't allow these bumps to total the whole season out. I love this analogy. So Bama fans so Mason Woods need to understand this. And
I've had patience. He's been here for 4 years and he's never sniffed a starting job.
I guess they
not
did.
Once.
I guess they did give it to Buckner before. But
he's never sniffed a starting job.
They did let Tyler Buckner start.
Yes, they did. They let Tyler Buckner start over him. I just don't understand what anybody sees. Ty Simpson
saved the game.
I just don't get what people are latching onto as he's going to do it. He's going to be the best.
Ty Simpson saved it.
He's never shown us any of that.
He saved the game against South Florida. Don't do it. I think it was like 80 yards. I think it was like 80 yards. I think it was like 6 of 12 or something like that for 80 yards.
See, what was that? 20?
It would have been 23. 23. It would have been 23. It was Saban walks off the field at halftime, just drenched with that.
17-3, Alabama wins.
Right. He ends up having a quarterback sneak. Right?
Ty Simpson 5 for 9 for 73 yards.
Yes. Roll down. Didn't he have a rushing touchdown? Quarterback sneak.
Let me pull it back up.
Quarterback sneak to win the game, basically, to ice the game, basically, because it was 10-7. and you had a big old Roydell Williams run. Maybe Roydell scored that last touchdown, but I thought it was
Ty did get into the end zone. He had 9 carries for negative 12 yards and a touchdown, which is unfair because college counts sack yardage.
So Mason Woods needs to understand this.
I'm not forgetting that Tyler Buchner started over him.
He's a very smart kid.
Seems like everyone else wants to forget that.
But you don't want to put this pressure on him, McCarron continued, that he has to be perfect and can't make any mistakes, especially early in the season. And all of a sudden, you wreck this kid's confidence. I don't want this kid to lose his confidence off some tough games, some tough throws, or bad decisions. He said, when you look at my first year, when I first started, and that's how I'm looking at Ty for this year. We had a great defense in 2011. We had running backs. Let's lean on Trent. And when it got late in the year, when we're going to the national championship or a big-time game, okay, we know these teams are going to load the box. We know they're going to play more man coverage, and now it's on you.
Sure.
Isn't winning fun? Winning is look.
Was 17-3 fun? Was that day fun?
No, that game wasn't fun. That game
you won though.
That game was one of the most awful games in the world.
But you won.
The defense played amazing. I'll remember the film study on the defense that I did. It was amazing. They bottled up Byron. It was Byron Brown, cool quarterback for USF. Right. They bottled him up. He could not do anything. The defense played amazing. Dallas Turner had a really good game. And that game would have been 24-3 if Jermaine Burton would have not had alligator arms.
That would have changed my outlook on it entirely. It would have gone from this was the worst game I've ever watched to that's 24-3. I mean, come on.
I mean, but Buckner throws a bomb on that play.
Who didn't throw a bomb that game?
Not Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson did not. I cannot forget that. I cannot ignore the fact that he has had 4 years no,
this is his 4th.
Sure, he's had 3 years to even work his way into a conversation to be the starter, and he never has at any point. There has never been one legitimate conversation since he stepped on campus. Could Ty Simpson be the starter? No one's ever thought that.
Well, aren't politics at play right there? I'm Nick Saban. I got Tyler Buchner out of the transfer portal to follow his offensive coordinator, and I told him I'm going to give him a fair shot.
I think if anybody did not give a damn about politics, it was Nick Saban.
That's not true. That's not true. In some positions.
I think in that position, I do not believe I don't think
Chris Owens played right tackle for Alabama.
Nick Saban was taking into account the feelings of Tyler Buchner when he threw him on the field there.
Chris Owens played right tackle for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a little different. He had been here.
Yeah, Coach Saban loved to be loyalist. Loved to reward for off the field.
But that has nothing to do with Tyler Buchner.
And he tells Jalen Milroe, "You're sitting this week," and Milroe. Reportedly, I mean, that week went off the rail. Oh my God, that week went off the rails. Is Jalen Milroe accepting his benching, or is he being a good teammate? That week went so off the rails.
Preposterous line of conversation we all had that week.
Jalen Milroe had a bad week of practice, pouted, and then on Saturday was all, yeah, rah rah, Alabama. That week was crazy.
You know what we never talked about that week though?
And then Ty Simpson saves the day.
We never talked about, is Ty Simpson going to be the starter?
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes.
No, we did not.
Well, are they going to do Ty or Tyler Buchner?
It was going to be Buchner, and it was Buchner.
That was terrible. That was an awful week.
I can't ignore that. I cannot ignore that he's had this long to, again, get in the conversation of being a starter, and he hasn't done it.
I've got a buddy who, when was the Western Kentucky game? Was that 23 or was that 22? Where Simpson gets in the game late. I think it had to have been 23.
Yeah.
Gets in the game late, has a really nice run, runs down the sidelines, and I cannot believe you haven't brought this up all season or all summer. Drops the football on the 1 yard line. Do you remember that?
I forgot about this. Yeah.
He's running, and just
I forgot about
drops the football on the 1 yard line, and oh, buddy. Hey, hope you learned a lesson on that one.
I imagine he did. Ty Simpson is going to be your starter. Look, I'm not refuting
Heisman Trophy.
I am refuting this weird sense of confidence that Alabama fans have in him as this like elite world-beating quarterback. He's going to be the best quarterback in the SEC, going to be the best quarterback in the nation. Heisman Trophy winner, buy your stock now. I just don't understand any level of that hype for Ty Simpson. And it doesn't really. I know that sounds mean, and it probably is a little mean to an extent. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be realistic here. I think we do a decent job on this show of not being too bad of homers more often than not. We like to play both sides, and I'm trying to play the other side here. I see it all over my timeline every day. Alabama fans talking about, look at the Heisman odds for Ty Simpson. You need to buy it now. You can make a lot of money. Like, I just don't understand where the hype is coming from, because it's not anything he's done on the field. He's Will has it here. Ty Simpson, 14 of 25 completions last year. He's got 381 combined passing yards in 16 appearances. There's nothing that he has shown in that time on the field to be like, oh, there's something there. The one time you just mentioned, he breaks a long run, he gives it up on the 1 yard line there, which, whatever, that's a stupid mental error, and I'll cut him some slack there. But it builds my case nonetheless. I will accept that Ty Simpson is going to be your starter. That's fine. I will accept that he is likely beaten out the other two quarterbacks for this job. I just will not accept that he's this like elite level, should be the first ranked quarterback in the SEC right now. He might finish that year. He might finish the year that way. I don't understand that hype right now.
It's because he's wearing an Alabama uniform is what the hype is for. It's because
you know what the hype's for.
Because he plays the game the white way?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, he's got some moves. The hype's because he's wearing an Alabama uniform.
Okay. And the hype wasn't there for Jalen Milroe. It's very strange how that works.
Well, last year the preseason hype was there a bit.
With some.
Because
not with the entire fan base.
Well, no, not with the entire fan base. You're right. You're that's fair.
It's it's unfair to these quarterbacks how the fan base treats them. I will give them that. AJ McCarron is correct in saying that, we, myself included, need to have some patience with Ty. I just I think that he is also talking to the people who are sitting here clamoring, banging the table. Ty Simpson's going to be the best quarterback in the country. He's going to win the Heisman. He's going to win a national championship. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. I think AJ McCarron is also talking to those people. I think you need to align yourself somewhere in the middle, and I need to listen to what I'm saying right now as well. You need to align yourself somewhere in the middle with Ty, because that's likely where you're going to find yourself by the end of the season.
Well, somewhere in the middle is fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine. And like I said, that is okay. I'm just I don't know, annoyed is not the right word, but just kind of getting tired of seeing all of the hype when it's just, there's nothing to warrant it. I mean, it's the same way I feel about Arch Manning. He's done nothing to show us that he, is going to be this all-star elite quarterback that we all expect him to be. I'll believe it when I see it.
I'm sorry, I'm getting connected to Matt. Matt's texting me about maybe not seeing the email link. Maybe I didn't type in his email correct the two different times I typed it in, because, your boy can't spell for anything. DM'd it to him on Twitter. And
this is like the with Arch, the Arch and like Ty thing. Like, I feel kind of the same way about both of them, where, I'm going to have to see it to believe it.
And they're going to be 1 and 2 in the Heisman Trophy
Maybe they
race.
will be. That'd be awesome if they were. But I do think at the bare minimum, at least the pedigree with Arch, brings a little more sense to why people feel this way about him than it does with Ty. And I don't really see this sentiment outside of Alabama fans. I will say, I don't think on a national stage anybody's talking about Ty Simpson as a Heisman candidate. It is just Alabama fans. So, take that as you will. I just think that they need to temper themselves a bit.
Getting excited. Come on, man. It's a week before the season. It's going to be 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns. No interceptions.
I hope so.
15-0.
I don't think that anybody listening to this show realizes how badly I want that to happen, because that means he is off to the NFL.
And then we get
I hope he throws for 8,000 yards this year. I want Ty Simpson to I want at the end of this season for us to be saying, Cam Newton who? Ty Simpson is the new greatest quarterback to ever play college football.
Well, I don't think we're going to get there. I don't think we're going to get there. All right. One more comment before we turn our attention to Matt Stahl. You had ACC Media Days yesterday. And as we hit end, we hit end yesterday, and Castellanos was going on stage.
He was standing on business.
Yeah, we stand on what I said.
I love
we.
We stand on what
we stand on what I said. I said what I said. We stand on that. I don't mean to disrespect. Don't mean no disrespect. None of the guys at Alabama or anything like that. It's just I have confidence in my guys and the work that we've been putting in, the preparing and the preparation we're putting together. That's all that was. No disrespect to those guys, but we stand on what I said. You better hope we stand on it.
I will give you some credence in saying that there was no disrespect meant by the comment of, oh, I just don't think they can slow me down. Because sure, that's fine. I can attribute that to just him being confident in his own ability. That's cool. But you did directly go out of your way to disrespect Alabama by saying Nick Saban can't save you now. Nick Saban, whatever it was. You knew what you were saying. You knew that you were poking the bear with that statement. So just own it. This is such a very cowardly way for him to have handled this situation. You have backed yourself into a corner here, and now he's trying to talk his way out of it. We talked about the little clip that came out of him and Isaiah Horton talking about it, where he basically did the same thing of backpedal. Well, I'm just trying to hype my guys up. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm just trying to hype my guys up. You did mean it. You did mean something by it. So stand by what you meant by it.
Ooh, we'll get into both these conversations right here with Matt Stahl. You find him and read him on AL.com. You find him on the Twitter machine at MattStahl97. Before we do that, I want to remind you that we are brought to you by Derek Daniel right here, State Farm Insurance. Call him today for all of your home, life, auto insurance needs at 205-758-3391. We're right here off McFarland Boulevard. If you're looking for a job, he's hiring in 2 positions upstairs, so you can get yourself hired in the insurance realm. That's the first step to becoming a State Farm agent, is working for a State Farm agent. So if you have those aspirations, call them today at 205-758-3391. Or if you just got a new car, you moved across town, you need new renter's insurance, anything in the insurance realm, he can also help you out. Perfect. Matt, good morning. Sorry, I had to make a little pause. So when we do this on the podcast, we've got to insert some ads right there. We're going to talk to Matt Stahl of AL.com. Find him at MattStahl97. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. Want to make one thing clear before we go. This isn't a hat I regularly wear.
Why not?
I understand it looks real stupid. I lost a golf bet at SEC Media Days. Shout out to Ben Portnoy of the Sports Business Journal and Wilson Alexander of the Advocate in Baton Rouge, who both beat me at golf. So, now I'm wearing a stupid hat.
Was the stupid hat you have to wear it on the Joe Gaither show on BamaCentral, specific to me or specific to all week, or is it going to be we're going to see it all summer? What's the parameters of this bet?
It was next time you appear on any sort of video platform. So, frankly, Joe, I don't want to insult the size of your audience here. I'm real glad you got to me before Paul Feinbaum did.
Yes.
This could have been real bad for me. So glad to be here this morning.
Hey, you know what? We dwarf Paul Feinbaum. The internet lives much bigger than just SEC Network, cable TV. This is going to live forever.
You're right. This is the future of media, if you really think about it.
That's what they say. I don't really think it's that stupid. It just says good, right?
Yeah, well, it's you got to sort of be a golf sicko. These big letter hats have been like the scourge of every golf course for, just kind of the last few months. And then, I'm also not really a good fan, and that's the only one of these hats I could find available at a Golf Galaxy. So.
Okay, so it's a golf-specific brand or, lingo.
Yeah, it's a golf YouTube channel that, frankly, I can't recommend watching. I don't find their videos all that interesting.
Well, what did you shoot?
They were selling this hat for $37 at the Golf Galaxy. Yeah, it was a tough loss for me. I really wish I had some shots back out of there.
What did you shoot? What was the final results over there in one of these courses in Atlanta?
Yeah, we went and played Bobby Jones, which is this cool little. It's a 9-hole course, but it reverses every day, so you can play it like from one set of tees to one set of greens one day, and then flip it the next. I played horrible. First few holes, I just couldn't chip. Was really where the really where the strokes came from. I walked away with a 48, which was disgusting. I missed a putt on the final hole that would have tied me with Wilson. I figure we would have had some sort of closest to the pin or something to fix it up. But yeah, he shot a 47. Ben, I think, went 42 despite a 9 on the last hole. So yeah, it wasn't a great showing of golf from any of us, but yeah, it was especially bad.
Better than my friend Mason Woods, who golfed for the first time. Was that your first time in your life, or
It was
in 10 years?
The first time probably in like 10 or 15 years or so. I think the last time I went, I was probably like 10, 11 years old.
He texted me his number 140.
It was not a good day.
10 years?
Yeah.
Not playing.
The frustration really started to add up around 12, and that combined with the heat, it just really made it a tough day.
Oh, the heat's been bad. The thing about it is, as you play early on, those like strokes sort of start melting away. Like that's where you really see going from 140 to like 99.
You can make that happen.
Be a whole lot easier than going from like 99 to 89 or 89 to 79.
Yeah, I spent one summer, basically, 2-3 years ago, where I was in the 115s, and I was like, I will break 100 this year, and I did. I got there. So that's about my range right there, Matt. We can go out there and gamble, but you'll have to give me a few strokes, not many, but a few. I'll probably be in the 98 to 105 range.
Okay, I broke 80 for the first time the other day. It was
a big, great.
Big day for me. Yeah, it was totally unreplicable. I just kept hitting shots that like I never have been able to make. But hey, I'll take it. Take it where you can get it.
It's on your card.
I
it's
can
on your
give you some strokes. Yeah, well, I like certain coaches. I do keep a public handicap. Post scores every time. So yeah, I got an honest handicap if we ever get out there.
That sounds like a blast. That sounds fun. We're hanging out with Matt Stahl. He writes for AL.com, writes all kinds of sports, but specifically Alabama football as well. You probably have read a bunch of his charts, getting into a lot of charts over the last 2 years. Matt, we're 1 week away from football camp getting started. Everybody's talking quarterback, but if it's not a quarterback question for Matt Stahl, what is the biggest question for you going into fall camp?
Right tackle. Probably. I'm really interested to see how Wilkin Formby does. Like by all accounts, he's really improved. Sorry, I'm trying to fit my face on the screen here. But by all accounts, he's really improved, and he'll need to because he wasn't very good to start last year. That's why, Pritchett took that spot over. And I mean, there's just a lot of inconsistency at right tackle last year for him. Obviously, I think Wilkin can be very good there. When he got in toward the end of the season, he seemed a lot better. But yeah, I'm interested to see just where he's at now that he's like probably the guy at that spot.
What's your opinion on Taco Casa, the restaurant?
It's pretty good. I like Taco Casa. I mean, I'm not gonna like go out of my way to like get some Taco Casa, although their sweet tea's awesome. I just don't drink that much of that anymore. But yeah, no, pretty good. They do their queso dip with the taco meat in it, and I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So every time Wilkin Formby comes up, I just have to think about I wasn't a Taco Casa guy really until the last couple of years, and like I'm with you. I'm not really going out of my way for any restaurant, but somebody was like, "You need to try it again. You need to try it again." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try it again." And I was like, "All right, not as bad as my first few experiences."
It's usually a good rule of thumb to listen to big people talk about food. Wilkin Formby's a big man. I'm going to take his opinion on food. I want to ask you, continue asking about the offensive line and specifically the guard positions. And where maybe, some of these transfers fit in here. A guy like Cam Dewberry, maybe an Arkella Nugwam. How do you see both of those guys maybe working in, if at all, to the rotation here?
I mean, you got to think Dewberry will have a real chance to start. He'll be him or Gino Vandermark probably right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'd probably expect it to be Cam Dewberry there so he could slot in. I mean, certainly he can get a lot of playing time since it seems like they'd maybe rather keep Gino Vandermark and sort of have him be that just utility guy just around the offensive line whenever somebody's injured or needs a breather or whatever. And then Arkell, I'm not sure. I think we'll maybe learn a lot about him during camp here and just first game of the season, see where he slots in. Certainly more as a depth piece, though, I'm sure.
Matt, we've been doing the quarterback dance all summer long. What's Ty Simpson going to be? Is he going to be, what are the quarterbacks? Is he going to be Blake Barnett or is he going to be Mac Jones? Is he going to be, you got the hot shot behind him. Will Ty Simpson, what will he be, Matt?
Well, I heard you guys mentioning him in the same breath as Cam Newton earlier.
It's not, a lot of that's tongue. We'll make that clear. A lot of that's tongue in cheek. Most of
no. BamaCentral podcast says Ty Simpson equals Cam Newton. Would be better than Cam Newton.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys are gonna find yourselves on the Cam Newton podcast.
I hope so.
Just clown, but no, I don't think he's going to be Cam Newton. I think it'd be pretty good though. Seems like
good enough to keep the job all year. We'll start there. We'll find some thresholds. Good enough to keep the job all year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially it really seems like he's pretty much penciled in as the starter at this point. Like the fact that he got to that point just after spring ball, like that should tell you something. Yeah, I think he's good enough to keep that job all year. Also, you have a much clearer picture, I think, of what Ty can be than the other two, just as far as pure game experience. I mean, he's the most experienced guy on the roster. He fits what Kalen DeBoer likes to do pretty well. He's also the fastest quarterback on the roster. I think maybe people don't know that. I can't imagine why. But yeah, he's got all the tools. I think we've all lived in the South long enough. We can make a little guess on that. But no, I think he's got all the tools. I think he'll hang on to it all season. I think he'll have a pretty good season. The key with him just going to be maybe ward off some of that inconsistency that Jalen Milroe had.
What about the next threshold? Is his season going to be good enough to where he's one and done to go on to the NFL?
That's a great question. I mean, he's certainly at the point where he's old enough to do it, right? He's not gonna be torn up, I don't think, if he leaves before his last season in Alabama. It's not gonna be a decision like that. But that's it's $1 million question, I guess. I mean, it could be sort of a Mac Jones scenario, I guess, where perhaps Mac Jones in the NFL is a little different than Mac Jones in college because the receivers aren't 10 yards open anymore. So if Ryan really develops, if Jeremy Bernard takes another step forward, and if Isaiah Horton really works out, then yeah, suddenly you talk yourself into Ty Simpson as a real NFL prospect. But I think we won't know that till we watch him for a few games.
You mentioned those wide receivers there, and that's kind of where I want to go next. Obviously, they're going to play a huge role in the performance of Ty Simpson this year and how he's able to lead this offense. But I want to ask you about the guys outside of the top three. You mentioned Ryan Williams, Isaiah Horton, and Jeremy Bernard there, but the guys after them, maybe one of these freshmen, maybe a rising sophomore or someone else. Who do you see maybe being the fourth guy in that room that's going to be maybe the most impactful?
I keep hearing good things about Jalen Hale. You thought he was going to be pretty impactful last year, then had the sort of a leg injury. He had made some big plays in 2023. He's a guy who stuck around from the Saban era. Then, yeah, pretty significant leg injury. Had to recover pretty much all last season from that. Again, by all accounts, he's doing really well, making an impact. Yeah, I could definitely see him sort of stepping up, having a big year there.
We're hanging out with Matt Stahl, AL.com. Follow him on the Twitter machine at Matt Stahl 97. Where's the 97 coming from?
1997.
No. What are you? You're what?
I'm a 99.
Oh my gosh, I'm so damn. All right, that explains it though. I'm just curious. That explains it. What's the next thing for us? Because we like having fun. I don't want to make this a serious conversation. Well,
You talked
what's
about
the
the
next?
Hugh Freeze golf thing. I kept I was
Yeah, I mean,
sort of
well,
blew that
that's
up
a
if you
great
want.
place to take us here. I'm sure you're keeping up with much more the Ross Dellinger reporting of what's going on with NIL and kind of the clearinghouse and what people, collectives. What is the latest? So the collectives can pay the kids now, right? Just like they could before, and then it was on pause, and now it's back to where they can funnel money through the collectives. Is that how this is shaken out? And now Hugh Freeze's August 1st stuff has kind of fallen apart.
Yeah, I mean, I have no comment on the August 1st stuff, but yeah, it seems like the collectives can be able to pay the kids as long as it's like, again, this like legitimate business deal thing that this NIL Go thing wants to police. Uh, so yeah, yeah, NIL collectives, I guess, back in the game to some extent. We'll see. We'll see what
What
that turns into. Like, are you gonna like are they gonna approve $500,000 appearance fees for kids? I have no idea. I'm not in that room. The other thing is, like, I'm just waiting for this NIL Go thing, which I guess is partially managed by Deloitte, to just get jackhammered in court at some point. Because again, like, you can't just restrict people's income arbitrarily. These kids didn't agree to this. Like, the current crop of students and the ones coming up, like, I didn't sign any sort of like agreement that like they're gonna stick with like the House versus NCAA settlement. Like, somebody can just go sue them, and then like we're back to square one. Like, I don't necessarily think this like the settlement, like people were getting excited about a salary cap as if like it was really ever going to be effective. Uh, though, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I I never saw this settlement really bringing the stability that people thought it would, and it seems maybe it won't.
Well, everybody's talking about, oh, we're moving closer to rules. We're moving closer to, standards. And it's like, well, people are just going to skirt the rules like they always have.
Yeah, yeah, we had a salary cap in college football for a long time. It was $0, and if your school wasn't breaking it, you need to fire your coach. Like, everybody was breaking. Like, there were kids. Now, I mean, there were kids taking money from like 3/4 of the SEC West. Like, it just was what it was. Now, maybe the coaches didn't have, we'll say, direct knowledge of it. Now, sometimes, they did. There were some coaches who were certainly pioneers in the NIL game, but yeah, like, no, nobody's ever really just followed the rules of college football. In part because, like, you're not breaking any laws when you pay kids to play football. Like, it's just totally like it's always just been just NCAA or whoever like trying to police it themselves to keep all the money. It like there's nothing illegal or morally wrong with dropping a bag on a kid to play college football if you want your team to win.
I had a friend DM me the other day. Oh, college football is officially a bought sport. I said, man, it's been a bought sport in my entire lifetime. I'm not 97, Matt. I'm 89. And my entire lifetime, it's been a bought sport.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you hear the stories of like guy like meeting the low level booster in the parking lot to pick up your stack of cash, or Lendale White finding bags of cash in his apartment, and people going to weddings and the gift they give you on the way out of the wedding is a bag of cash. Like, you hear certain ex Alabama defensive coordinators just handing out cash in locker rooms. There's brilliant stories. Like, I would love for us to get back to some of these like paying under the table stories, just because like they're very fun. But I probably for the betterment of the sport, it's probably just best that maybe we get some employment contracts cooking, and then suddenly you've solved your player motion issue too, right? Like, suddenly you're to have like an actual defensible in court contract with like maybe you put some sort of non-compete in there or whatever. We all know how those work, and then bam, you're like, oh, my school's getting cooked by the transfer portal every single year. Suddenly that problem's gone.
We're hanging out with Matt Stahl, AL.com. Follow him on the Twitter machine at Matt Stahl 97. One more Hugh Freeze question, then I'll let Mason jump in here. What do you think of Auburn recruiting and kind of their track, at least through the summer, of, oh, we had a bunch of recruits, so we had a bunch of commits, now they're all decommitting other places, and Auburn and Hugh Freeze saying, oh, other teams are cheating, we're doing things the right way, just wait, we'll get it back together. What do you think of just outlook on Auburn and just kind of the recruiting in the upcoming season ahead?
I mean, if you're the only one in college football and you think like you're the one doing it the right way and everybody else is I'd have some pause on that. I mean, I have no real like direct knowledge of Auburn recruiting or like what's really going down there, but it hasn't seemed great. I mean, certainly, and this is like I think the main issue people might have with the golf thing with Hugh is just like the optics of it, like aren't real good for Auburn at the moment. And I certainly for Hugh especially, like he has built his name on the high school recruiting thing, right? Like that was what he was always going to bring to Auburn. It's what he did bring to Auburn for those first few years. And yeah, I don't know really what's going on there, but I don't think one bad class, and also this class isn't finalized till February. Let's think about that for a second. Like we're still in it here. It's just like I don't think that's gonna completely like crush Auburn, whatever. Like you can backfill around it in the portal these days, but yeah, it's certainly something I think they're gonna want to figure out down there.
Yeah, I see a lot of Auburn fans seemingly carry this like sentiment that Brian Harsin left that program in the absolute worst state that any program has ever been left in before, when it's just not really the reality. At least from my perception, it seems like Hugh Freeze is like has almost done worse. I don't want to say he has because I don't think he has, but it's really hasn't improved at all, and it's not like it's just hard to point to anything that he's done that's been better. It's not like he saved this program from the depths of where they were. They've just continued to be bad.
Man, I don't know if I can go with that one. It was bad there especially after Harsin was gone. Like the cupboard was so bare. I mean, Hugh's first team there was like barely a football team. But I mean, he's had enough time, right? Especially when you have the portal. Like there's not excuses anymore. Like you can keep, I guess, sort of trotting out Brian Harsin being bad, but and people are tired of it. I think it's time. Like this is going to be a big year for him. Like he needs to like really go win some games. Like I know he mentioned like winning a bowl game as the goal. That needs to not be the goal. Like you need to go try and win like 10 games this year, 9 games or whatever. Yeah, if you're Hugh, you need to win the Iron Bowl. Like
At home.
he was brought in, like really mostly for one thing, which was to go beat the boogeyman Nick Saban. He didn't do that, and then the boogeyman retired, so suddenly he was in a bit of a weirder place there. But I mean, he still hasn't beaten Alabama. Now, Alabama could be 10-0 or whatever going into this game, and Auburn could have not won a game, and I still would have a hard time picking against them to lose another game in that stadium this season. It's just, boy, I'm convinced that place is haunted. I think everybody else. I don't think that's an uncommon sentiment, but yeah, that's a game Hugh needs to go win this year, and also like. I mean, it's a classic issue with the Hugh Freeze team, right? Like, you might beat Alabama. Don't lose to somebody you shouldn't lose to. Like, and it goes back to Ole Miss, right? Like, you go beat Alabama and then lose to Memphis the next week. Like, just run a more disciplined program, I think, is like the key to the drill here for Hugh.
We're hanging out with Matt Stahl, AL.com. Follow him on the Twitter machine at Matt Stahl 97. Matt, Will Alabama fix its road issues that it ran into last year? Last year, losing to Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Oklahoma on the road. You got a fairly brutal road schedule this year at Florida State, at Georgia, South Carolina, Missouri, and as we just talked, Auburn. 5 big road games this year. Will Kalen DeBoer and company get it right on the road this year?
Yeah. See, I never saw it as like a necessarily a road issue last year, right? Like, I still think they lose at least maybe like Vanderbilt was a home game, right? Like, I don't know, like we were like you were there, and like the whole crowd. There was 2 sections of fans rushing the field after that game. So like, I don't know if you could like blame that one on like the aura of First Bank Stadium.
No, okay, fair.
But
you are 4 hours up the road.
Yes, I think it more comes down to like, all right, we got like find some consistency, right? Like that was a big Nick Saban hallmark, right? It was like they won the games they were supposed to win nearly every time. Like, lost to ULM early there, and that was kind of it. There wasn't I mean, normally you're running out backups at the end of those games too. Like, it wasn't like anybody really gave them that much trouble. Like, they handled business. Like, I think that's more the question, is when you're playing the Vanderbilts, the Oklahomas, the whoever, Florida State. I have genuinely no idea what that team is going to look like this year, because I mean, there's so much player movement, but like, handle business against the teams you're supposed to handle business against, whether it's home or on the road. Don't like and step on their neck a little bit more. Like, don't let Georgia hang around. Like, going to Georgia is going to be unbelievably difficult this year. South Carolina, difficult environment. I think they're going to be a good team, maybe a little worse defense, but don't let those teams hang around. Just I don't know. Probably the mantra there is just handle business.
Matt, I'll ask both the Alabama defenders at SEC Media Day, who's going to be unsung hero of the Alabama defense last year? Bray Hubbard emerging after Keon Sabb's injury. A lot of these Alabama defenders are named, big marquee name defenders. Who's going to be the unsung hero that's not a marquee name that emerges throughout the year?
That's a great question. It's funny because you don't get to be the unsung hero at Alabama for very long. You have a few good games, and suddenly you're the very sung hero, the loudly sung hero.
As soon as Bray makes a big hit, it's like, we love that guy.
Yeah, that guy. We love that guy, especially that guy. Does LT Overton count? If he gets some quarterbacks on the ground a little bit more than he did. I mean, he had like chance after chance after chance. Maybe if he changes the gloves up a little bit. I don't know what it takes to like really hang on to those QBs, but I mean, he could really make a big difference this year. Then that'd probably be my one of the edges, probably, just because you don't know who it's going to be yet. I guess Quay Russaw could like really blow up this year. I mean, there's so many guys who were highly recruited too. Like, Keon Keeley could have a huge year, and I'd feel like maybe he was going to be like a surprise, but like, he was also a 5-star prospect coming in. So that's just a very tricky question with Alabama.
People are salivating still. When's Keon? I get people all the time messaging me. Is Keon Keeley gonna play this year? I'm like, maybe.
We'll see.
You see recent reports of, he's doing so good at Bandit, or he did so good at, like, you're still buried behind some guys. We'll see. But as soon as he makes one tackle, it's going to be like, we can't wait for him. He's good, man. Hey, look how great he is. He's the greatest defensive end ever. So I'm really interested to see how the defense plays out. My biggest concern, Matt, is inside linebacker with Deontay Lawson off a knee injury, Justin Jefferson playing full time, and how Nikai Hill-Green comes in as a transfer. What's your feeling on the inside linebacker room?
I like that group. I mean, you don't have Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell was awesome. Really, really not a guy like super easy to replace. Like, you just gotta eat that one. I think Justin Jefferson, I guess he got this year back just basically off a Pavia exemption. So as every Alabama fan often says, shout out to Diego Pavia. But I think he can be really good this year in a full-time role. I mean, he had the misfortune of being stuck behind John Campbell last season. Nikhai Hill-Green, I have no idea. We're just going to have to see where he slots in here. But yeah, I think Deontay Lawson should be. I mean, he's been a stud. Could have gone to the NFL even with the injury. I think decided he'd rather recover in Tuscaloosa. So I mean, I don't really have many question marks about him. It wasn't it wasn't an Achilles. It's not one of those deals that still slows guys down potentially for their career. So I think I'm expecting good things from that group.
Speaking of the NFL, Alabama only had 2 first-round draft picks this past year.
Only.
Sure. Down compared to where they've been, we'll say. I think we all know that Caden Proctor is probably likely one of the top options to be a first-round draft pick this year on the team. But outside of him, it seems like there's a little bit of a question mark for any other guys that can work themselves into the first round. Do you think this is going to be another year where Alabama, we're sitting here thinking, wow, what a terrible Alabama team. Only 1 first-round pick, only 2 first-round pick, or do you think that a few of these guys will, by the end of by next April, we'll be sitting here looking at 3-4 guys that are working themselves into the first round?
Yeah, see, I am potentially the worst person to ask about this because I just do not care about the NFL draft. To me, these guys just show up on my TV screen. I'm like, hey, I remember that guy. But I mean, Deontay could probably, if he has a really, really big year, you could see him jumping from maybe into the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Jeremy Bernard has a huge season and jumps up. Yeah, I don't know beyond that. I guess Ryan Williams still has another year before he can leave. You guys know he was 17 last year? That was crazy.
He was 17?
This is the first I'm hearing
17
this.
years old. I know. Unbelievable. Couldn't even buy a lottery ticket if he drove across the state line in Mississippi.
Does that mean he's 18 this year?
Yeah, legal adult.
So what we need to do every time he makes a play this year, Matt, 18-year-old Ryan Williams. We just didn't
have to you.
Well,
that's I think that jumped the shark week 2.
Well, I'm always here for the shenanigans. Why are we doing this if we're not doing it for fun?
That's fair, and maybe the bit will come back around. Sometimes they do. Our friend Tony Sakala's little bit that my colleague Nick Kelly is from Canada. Sometimes you're you're doing this again. And then, 10 times later, you're like, all right, I'm back in. This come back around. So maybe it'll be a thing like that. It'll be especially funny if he sticks around another 2 years or something.
19-year-old.
Now of legal drinking age, Ryan Williams.
Oh, just one more for Matt Stahl as he's joined us here on the Joe Gaither Show. You find him at AL.com and you find him on the Twitter machine at Matt Stahl 97. Matt, big coaching addition over the offseason was Ryan Grubb. How much different will the offense look under Ryan Grubb than it did under Nick Sheridan?
Different, I don't know. I mean, how much of that is going to be because of Ryan Grubb versus how much of it is going to be you're not building it around Jalen Milroe anymore, and you're building it around Ty Simpson or whoever, or just cover my tracks, or whoever plays quarterback, still not playing like Jalen Milroe. So that's I think what will cause a bigger change to the offense. I mean, I do think you can't really question Ryan's ability to play call, his ability to develop some talent there, his ability to work really, really well with Kalen DeBoer. We know all of that. It feels like this maybe completes the coaching staff a little more than it was. So I'm optimistic about where the offense is going this season. But yeah, how much of it is Grubb versus how much of it is the quarterback? I think that's going to be up to the viewer.
He's Matt Stahl. Matt, why don't you tell everybody? Are you working on anything? You got any charts in the tank before fall camp, or they just got to see you next week and when fall camp opens?
I think I'm out of charts at this point. I'm back from vacation this morning, so we'll keep an eye on AL.com. I'm sure I'll find something that everybody thinks is stupid to do this week that turns out to maybe blow up a little bit. That's sort of been the story of my summer.
He's Matt Stahl. He's writing for AL.com. He's back from vacation. We're the first shift that he worked back from vacation. I appreciate it. Get you a good screenshot of the hat so you can tell your friends you paid off the bet. And we'll see you next week in Malmore Athletic Facility.
All right, good to talk to y'all.
Absolutely. Matt Stahl hanging out with us this morning on the Joe Gaither Show, making us a little bit smarter. What are we doing this for if it's not for fun, Mason?
I gotta say, it must be a very nice life to just not really worry about the NFL draft, because I stress about it far too much to the point where it affects me. I'm thinking about the draft right now.
Who are y'all? Who are y'all drafting this year? After your Cam Ward leads you to
with pick 32, it's going to be tough. Maybe Jeremy Bernard sneaking into the first round there. Throw a pick at him.
We'll see. Jeremy Bernard, tighten up.
That'd be great.
Well, let's get out of here for the day. Mason, we got to be on time tomorrow because reportedly going to be joined by Bobby Humphrey in the morning and going to be joined by Zay Hall, Alabama linebacker commit as well. So it's going to be a big Friday show. You can find it right there on the BamaCentral YouTube channel. You can find it right there at Joe Gaither 6. We will see you on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and Spotify. And we'll talk to you tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral and BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither 6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.